I can slap a tornado are great words that Matt Hardy has spoken. Some other great words that will be spoken tonight is on the AFL Armchair Advisors round 23. We are on the stretch to the finals. And I am back in the pod hosting. And I'm talking extremely slow, which I'm not sure why I am talking extremely slow, but that doesn't matter because we're going to preview all of the round 23 games heading into the finals. Before you do anything, like, share, subscribe, all your mates, unless you are a flog. If you're a flog, don't subscribe. But if you aren't a flog, hit that subscribe button. I'm here with a very sensible man.
I am.
I can't come up with my vocabulary is limited, I will admit that. So it's
already sensible, Rich.
How are you going, sensible Rich?
Sensible, Rich. Feeling sensible. Football is no laughing matter. No laughing matter whatsoever. I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to provide stats, facts, statistics, information, stats, and facts. That's all I'm here to do this evening. For the punters, for AFL fans, the punters, facts.
And I've heard the man to my left is a very toit toiger. Dan. Well, what should we say? Dan Buss.
It's Desmond Dan Buss.
There we go.
Thank you very
Desmond
much. Desmond
Dan Buss. How are you, mate?
I'm feeling good, mate. Feeling sprightly. I've just recently returned from my travels. When we discussed doing another remix round, and I got assigned the role of Des again. I thought, well, what better way to do this?
Village idiot, sure.
The village idiot. Yep. To jet off to Milan to meet up with one of my good friends, Emporio Armani.
Nice. How's he?
He's well.
Big E.
He's well.
Big E.
Easy E.
He's travelling well.
Win the title
and he thought, as you can see, I'm dressed in the latest in men's fashion. So he gave me a little bit of a sneak preview of what to expect on the runways at Milan Fashion Week in a few weeks' time.
And also the bets of round 23. We've got some bets. We've got previews. I'm just excited for finals. We're going to get into it. And talking about finals, this game arguably could be the grand final. We don't know. Could be anyone in the top four. Anyone in the top four. Anyone in the top 8.
I mean,
anyone can make the finals.
You're a chance, man.
It's the Friday night game, Marvel Stadium. We've got the Doggies up against the Power. Who have we got, Rich?
Well, this is quite an interesting game. So first off, we'll be saying goodbye to a lot of fan favourite operators from across the league this year. So in this game, Western Bulldogs and Port Adelaide Power will obviously be saying goodbye to Lin Jong from the Western Bulldogs, and Tommy Rockcliffe has announced his retirement as well. So big rips to those two. Yeah, big pig in the Jong heading off down the old Dusty.
That made for a great sitcom.
You can imagine Pig in the Jong being like a Nickelodeon cartoon.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And I would watch it.
Yeah. Channel 7. Let's go.
Well, look, interestingly, Port are the underdogs coming into this game. Now, it is being played at Marvel Stadium. Port, obviously, the away team there. They're paying $2.15 odds to win this game. The reason I bring that up is you might not be interested in betting on them for those odds, but statistically speaking, Port win at those odds only 20% of the time. So 20% of all games that Port have ever been listed at that odds, they've come home with the win, which is interesting. And certainly you would think that skews when they're against a top 4 competitor like the Dogs. Having said that, I am picking Port 1-39 for this game. We saw last week that the Western Bulldogs went down to Tas, which is admittedly a bit of a graveyard for a lot of teams, and Hawthorn certainly proved that to be the case. They're having a hell of a run. But no Josh Bruce. And it has blown a hole 6 miles wide and 10 miles high inside the doggies setup. It's the ripple effect has been horrendous. So look, the Power is settled. They've got blokes coming back. They're peaking at the right time. They've got all the pieces in place that they need. Doggies, all of a sudden, don't know what they're doing forward of centre. And this is the wrong time of year for that to be happening. So that's what I'm jumping on. Port, 1-39. Thanks very much.
Well, for myself, I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't want to tip Port, but Doggies were in a bit of a rabble last week, and you could tell that the Doggies, if they knew what they were doing, they could have put that game away against Hawthorn. Like, there were moments of that game where they just completely dominated, and then they realised, we don't have Bruce. We don't have... What do we do? We don't have a key forward that can kick goals, essentially, because Norton is just not accurate enough, I think, as a key forward, and I feel like you'd agree.
I think he's another 2 years off his best, you know.
I think so as well, and that's okay. I'm not hating on Norton. I'm one of the biggest Norton fans out there, but I just don't think he kicks straight enough to be a key forward. And Mitch Hannon is not your solution. Not your solution at all.
He's just a bloke.
Very disappointed about that. Very disappointed. What do you think, Dan?
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm picking it up and I'm putting it back down again. Nah,
which is still more than you typically say over game.
I'm only joshing. Nah, I do agree with you both. Really, it's hard to go against the form team. I didn't get a lot of footy over in Milan. No. I'm not really big into that. Much more into pizzas and fashion.
High heels and that.
The finer things in life. So didn't really watch a lot, but did see the results. Port won. Dogs lost, so I'm gonna back Port in here.
Very fair, very fair. I've got a multi for you. It's a $5.65 multi. $5.65 multi. I've got Bailey, Dunny Dordale. Oh, a little bit of a Desmond Spit Van Buss's back.
Mate, you're Italian businessman. They pay good money for that.
We've got the T-Rex Adam Treloar coming out. We've got Carl. The Lord's Prayer. Amon. We've got Bailey.
Go on. That's nice. Keep going. Yeah.
No. Bailey Big Box Williams.
Bailey
brackets.
Big Box.
Big Box.
What?
If you're going to come up with nicknames for blokes, make them good nicknames.
Taylor
Big Box.
Taylor Dersma DeRay to get 15 plus touches. Oh, by the way, these are either to get 20 touches. So Dale Treloar and Amon to get 20 plus touches, and Williams and DeRay to get 15 plus touches. And Mitch, the Greek god Georgiades, because Georgiades is a sick last name.
It is.
Anytime goal. Bang, he's going to kick a goal. He will kick a goal.
You absolutely butchered that. My local butcher could learn a thing or two from you.
There's a bloke who works as a volunteer in the library about 150 metres down from work. And he's about 65. He's a lovely Vietnamese bloke by the name of San. Great bloke. Great bloke. He came to this country about 2 years previously, and he speaks better English than what you do. That was one of the worst diatribes I've ever heard. You should be ashamed. For all of the punters that could sort of decipher what in the hell he was talking about, you're welcome to go with that. I was worried that this strategically shaved chimp next to me might
this
butcher
Goldberg with hair.
So I thought I'd provide a little something for the punters just based on some statistics that you might like the look of. I'm having a look in terms of punts. I'm looking at Bailey Dale to get 20 disposals or more, same as yourself. I'm liking Jack McRae for 30 plus. He's had a little bit of a dip, seems to have played himself out of it, and sure as hell know that Port's not going to bother with a tag. So I expect this is going to be two midfields going head-to-head all night long, which means plenty of touches up for grabs. The Bont for 30. He had that last week. That's paying about $2 at the minute. It's
good.
The Bont for 30, which I'm very happy with. And Travis Boak, 25 disposals or more, and I'm pretty sure he's had something like either 4 of his last 5 or something along those lines. He's done that.
Not bad. I did not know that.
He's in a nice little vein of form at the minute.
Not bad. Off the top of my head.
That's paying about $5.25, by the way.
I think he's had one game this year where he hasn't had 25 touches.
That is very nice.
I can give you his what do you call them? Statistics. I said statistics.
Go on then.
I'm giving you the statistics. I can give you them ones.
And while we do that, I'm just going to introduce the next game. The next game is at the MCG. It's at 1:05 PM, and as I've mentioned on the previous pod, I'm loving these 1:05 PM games. The Richmond Tigers up against the Hawthorn Hawks. Really just a pride battle here. There's a couple of pride battles going on. But tell me,
Boak averaging 27.7 disposals this year, had 31 touches last week and a goal. He's in a ripping down form.
Boom.
Take that.
Yeah, you got to take that to the bank. All right, Tigers against Hawthorn. What do we think, Dan?
I don't know, mate.
I think we can relatively whip through these games where teams aren't going to play finals quite quickly.
No, they're some of the best ones,
man.
I
mean, look, Richmond still could anyway. But I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
Richmond, the heavy underdogs.
I'm going to tip Hawthorn here. Well, I mean, the Tigers, they've been bad for the back half of the year, really, haven't they? They've been pretty shit. Well, not shit, but like...
No, they have.
Pretty shit.
7 losses from 8 games.
Yeah,
that qualifies as shit.
So pretty bad. And look, I'm not one to throw a label around, but I don't reckon that's very good, to be honest with you.
I have come up with better labels. They're not very good.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Just repeat all the bets from the last one, do you think, mate?
Exactly.
All right.
But I'm just liking Dan's analysis. I'd like to hear you maybe talk about international relations. I don't know, guys. I just reckon that war is just a bit rough.
Hug it out.
It doesn't really make much sense, does it?
He's on tonight. I love it.
I'm hurt. Oh well, I'm going to put my 2 cents in because I am upset, and I agree with Dan. After Dan's insulted me deeply. No, I agree with Dan here because like you look at the way Hawthorn are finishing off the year, and you look at the way that Richmond are finishing off the year. They are not parallel. They might have been parallel around about round 17.
Richmond look paralysed, not parallel.
They look horrendous. And the Giants shut them down early, and I think Hawthorn are going to do the same. I think it could look like a relatively competitive game of football, but the score will just not reflect that.
Look, I'll try and summarise. There is a lot going on in terms of final positioning. So there's a lot of horses jockeying for position across this whole week. It'll be very interesting. The Western Bulldogs Port game, we know they're both going to finish top 4. Just depends where. So that'll be quite interesting. In terms of this Saturday afternoon game, Richmond and Hawthorn. Now Hawthorn, we know they're dead. Deader than dodos. Deader than dodo doo-doos is what they are. Richmond, however, can still make finals. Amazingly enough, they can still do it if the Lions beat the Eagles, if the Magpies beat the Bombers, if the Saints beat the Dockers. Richmond need to win by at least 10 goals, and Collingwood need to make sure that they beat the Bombers by something like 61 points.
So they're not making finals. Let's be real. They are not making finals. I can make that call right now. If they make a final, I'll snorkel a wine bottle on the next pod.
Can you just do it anyway? Please do it anyway.
I probably will.
Look, it's not going to happen.
Grand final.
Tigers saying farewell to triple premiership star David Asprey after 150-odd games. He's about 30, 31, something like that.
I was genuinely a bit surprised by that.
I thought he had a couple of years.
But then again, he's climbed the mountain enough times. What more does man need to do? He's not winning a Brownlow anytime soon.
Realised what the next couple of seasons could look like losing again. Thought, don't want to borrow this.
Well, Richmond's back. Richmond's back line.
When you're on top, mate.
Exactly.
That's what great people have told me.
Quit at the top, and that's that. Look, Richmond's backline is going to cop it in the ring for the next 2 to 3 years, let's be honest, and he didn't want to borrow it, and more power to him.
Blame him, respect
Hawks this year, no one retiring currently out of this current crop, except for, of course, they've said goodbye to Tom. I can't decide which club I'm in love with at the moment. Who's paying me the most money? Scully. And Penis Patton, he's no longer with us as well. So we do big
rip. You can't do that to the bus.
Big rip. Hawks interestingly, are leading the league in disposals at the minute. That's very interesting to me, and they're second in tackles.
That's big. I wouldn't expect that.
No, I'm very surprised. This Clarko farewell tour is certainly working wonders.
Weren't they 2 hallmarks of Sam Mitchell's game?
Something like that.
Interesting.
Very, very, very interesting. No Cochin either for Richmond.
So bow.
So their midfield is literally just like Short and Graham.
And what are Richmond playing for? What are Richmond playing for? Being real, they're not going to make finals. They know they're not going to make finals. No. Their finals was last week, and they are really temperamental. They're just such a temperamental team. When the chips are down, they are down. When the chips are up and they're playing good footy, all is happy.
Hawks 1-39.
Can you two please give your bets? I'm sick of talking.
All right.
You haven't talked at all.
Here's a nice bet. We've got Shy Big Baby Bolton.
Nothing to say, mate.
The old Thunder Bolton. Yep. We've got Jack. Oh.
Well, what's he doing? What Bolton for what? 13 behinds in a quarter. 7 tackles in the first 5 minutes.
15 goals.
15 touches, baby. 15 touches. We've got Jumping Jack Graham. Don't know why I said Jumping Jack Graham. Couldn't think of a J. Adjective. He's going to get 20 touches. We've got Maurice Rioli, the royalty. He is just royalty. Anytime goal. And Tyler Brockman, the old Kent Brockman, anytime goal. That is paying $6.30. If you look at that multi there, it's actually Maurice Rioli is paying something like $1.80 to kick a goal. And I'm telling you, with this team, when the chips are down in a team, Rioli's always stand up. And I'm excited to talk about that.
I do believe he's averaging about 5 disposals a game at the moment. But yeah, look, if you think he can make one of them a goal,
Darcy Fogarty disposal count. And I know we're talking about different players here. But Darcy Fogarty is not a Rioli. He loves to get 5 touches and 4 goals. Rioli's going to do the same.
Got nothing to do with it. I'm also looking at a Rioli. I've only got a little 2-legger for people who want to double their money and don't want to listen to absolute just into the microphone for the rest of this.
Watch him win.
Watch him win. I'm looking at Daniel Rioli to get 15 disposals. Is that
so we've got a cousin battle on our hands.
We've got a cousin battle. I'm looking at Daniel.
Go Maurice.
I'm looking at Daniel Rioli to get himself 20 disposals for this game. I'm thinking that the big outs through the Tigers midfield is going to require second stringers like himself to stand up. And last week he had 22. The week before he had 24. So I'm really thinking that he can get that done. And he had 20 the previous week. So he's 3 from 3 in weeks there. And the other one being Jaden Short, I'm liking for 25 disposals. Again, big outs in the Richmond midfield. He's been standing up the last couple of, the last month pretty much. Young Jaden Short and getting the job done for him in the centre there. So that's paying just 2 legs and that's paying $2.50.
Not bad. Not bad.
Right.
Alrighty. It's time to head down to Marvel Stadium. 1:15 p.m. Sydney versus Gold Coast.
It's at SCG, no?
This could get nasty. No, Marvel Stadium.
Apologies.
Marvel Stadium. According to my sources.
Well, famously, you and I tipped Gold Coast last time.
We did.
And they won.
They did win.
We're going to do the same again? I'm not. I'm tipping Sydney this time.
No.
I think. Probably 40 plus as well. I
Sydney played extremely well last week. Sydney played extremely well last week, and I was actually quite surprised. I wasn't surprised they got up in the fashion they did, but I was surprised they looked as strong. It was just a strong turnaround.
Yeah.
I expected them to be extremely average. I thought just because they were young, young teams doing young team things and slowing down towards the end of the year, but no, big reaction, big counter. What are you saying, Rich?
Big counter punch. Oh, well, I'm interested to know a bit more about Desmond Van Buss over in the corner there. What do the Milanese people have to think about this game, big fella? What is Emporio Armani?
They love the colours.
Who's he backing here?
Yeah,
he'd be a Swans fan, surely.
It's all about the fashion sense, and they said Gold Coast has got a better colour scheme, so Emporio decided to tip the Sunners. I had laughed incessantly for hours on end at him.
Still am.
And still will, yeah, absolutely.
Are you going Swans, yeah? 1-49?
Swans 40 plus.
Swans 40 plus. I've gone Swans 40 plus.
40 plus, yeah. Look,
Gold Coast is bumbling and stumbling, mate.
I'm leaning on that one as well. Gold Coast are 3 wins and 4 losses at the SCG in their history, which doesn't give you a lot of pause for thought there. Suns are also ranked 18th, 4 points in the league, and 14th out of all 18 teams when it comes to disposals. Swans, on the other hand, in those 2 metrics, are ranked 3rd for points and 2nd for disposals in the league. So I think we can agree that it's going to be a fair old pizzling.
This is just a real nice little layup for Sydney going into finals, isn't it? Just
it's a tune-up game.
Port's got the Dogs. That's rough as guts. Melbourne's got Geelong. Rough as guts.
Yeah.
Sydney, have Gold Coast.
North Adelaide have Adelaide. Rough as guts.
Go on.
Also, interestingly, I was looking up the stats as to winning teams and their streaks at the SCG. Which team, boys, putting it out there, which team's got the best winning percentage out of all 18 at the SCG?
Gold Coast?
No, imagine. Go on, have a crack. Seriously, which team? Go for it.
Crows.
It is the Crows.
Is it?
With a 65% winning streak at the SCG. Sydney's only about 4th. They've only got the 4th best winning.
So every time someone pulls a piss out of me, I am good at trivia. Everyday stuff though, nah, I'm off.
Can I whack some bets at you boys?
You may.
I did get a little bit full of
you
I've
only got 4 legs for this one.
No, same here. So between us, we can make a spider. That's great. I'm looking at old.
That's funny.
A Chuck Truck Tuck Miller for 30 disposals. I won't take. I'll leave the.
I don't have Took.
No, well, I was going to say I'll leave the nicknames to you because you're better at them than I am. So Took Miller for 30 disposals, that's fine. George Hewitt for 20 disposals as well. He's been absolutely dominating the last month or 6 weeks, and I'm really liking that. Ollie Florent, I'm thinking that he picks himself up a little bit. He's been averaging like 19 this whole year. He hasn't dropped underneath something like 16 for about 2 or 3 months.
I can exclusively reveal that Emporio Armani thinks he's a very good-looking rooster.
He's a good-looking rooster. He's a good-looking Swan.
And a good-looking name as well.
He is.
Ollie Florent. That's a nice Italian name.
For sure.
Lots of L's there. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of L's. Florence.
Perfect.
Florence and the Machine.
Bit in that.
So Florence and the Machine for 15 disposals. And then Tom Hickey, 15 touches as well. I'm thinking he's half a chance against a Suns outfit that has not had a proper ruckman since about 1971.
Since they were founded. All right, I've got Noah's Ark Anderson to get 20 or more disposals.
I don't hate it.
You like it.
I've got David Spit or Swallow to get 20 or more disposals.
He's 2 from 2.
You're on.
He's 2 from 2.
I'm back. All right, I've got Matt Rosa Rao. I'll tell you why he's Matt Rosa Rao, because remember when Matt Rosa got absolutely dropped by Barry Hall? That is exactly what Matt Rao has done, dropped off the face of the earth. And I've got Jack, I couldn't say that one. I'm just going to say Jack Lukosius to get 20 or more disposals. The old noggin could have got me in trouble there.
That
is paying.
Licky Lukosius.
That is
Wouldn't be
paying.
the first time, would it?
They're just paying $4, and I think that's pretty good. It's good.
I'm not mad about
I'm
that at all.
very impressed. All right, well, this is a sad time for me. It's a sad time for me because I'm actually going to have to get the old Brian Strawn, pure BS, has told me to never handball. But I'm going to handball the scramble over the Dan.
Oh, is it my time? My time to shine. Well, I did have a lot of time on the flight back over from Milan, so I managed to put together a humongous raft of questions because I have got a question involving every single player who is retiring at the end of this season.
How long is this going to go for?
How many people are retiring?
A lot. There's
Enough.
a significant amount, fella.
Enough. Old enough to party, as McLovin once said. So somewhere in that vicinity. All right. Now, it is going to be a real quick scramble. I don't want lengthy answers. I just want the first things that come to your head.
Oh, that's always a worst thing,
right. No.
It's not good. We might get cancelled.
They're not even bad questions. They're really not. All right?
We could get cancelled, and it's all my fault.
Genuinely not bad questions. Nah, you
Please
won't.
don't cancel
If you
us.
manage to get cancelled from this, you have gone
Off the reservation.
you've done it yourself.
That makes me feel
nothing to
worse.
do with me. All right. What would be Mark Murphy's favourite sandwich filling?
Egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of protein.
I like that a lot.
Enough, cool.
I was thinking pickle, but egg, yeah.
Would Eddie Betts be a wine, beer, or spirits man?
Oh, what was he drinking in that famous photo of him with Mitch Robinson? When he had a dart on the go.
Dart, yeah.
That is my group chat photo currently.
Good. What would he drink? Wino?
Wine.
What was it?
Wine, beer, or spirits?
Nah, he'd be like an emu export drinking type of operator. It would be the nastiest. It'd be like Southwark beer if you're an
I reckon
SA.
it'd be like Battler's Arms or Batter's Arms, whatever you call it. Bowler's Arms wine.
Ton. He'd drink.
Ton.
Grouse.
Take it back. What?
All right. Would Levi Greenwood be a Twilight or Harry Potter guy?
Twilight.
Yep, fair enough.
Team Edward.
Will Chris Mayne finally shave the locks post-career?
No.
They're there forever,
He has
aren't
to
they?
keep
I
him.
think he grows
He has to
them out.
keep him now because no one will remember who he is.
I
He has
think
to look like Gene Wilder for people to know
And
who he
keep
is.
growing them out.
I think he goes full Buddy Franklin's dad mode, Lance Franklin Senior, and because Lance has got Mr. Franklin Senior.
I was thinking more Johnny Platten. But
He's got. Yeah, that's actually what's going to happen. No,
Yeah.
I just imagine Chris Mayne, him growing out the noodles on the head, but also growing out the moustache, which ends up noodling up as well. I'd love that.
Into dreadlocks.
I'd love that. Yeah.
I'd be jealous.
What would Stephen Hill's coffee order be?
Full cream. Let's be real. Full cream.
What, so he's got to go to the counter and say, can I have a full cream, thanks? Full cream what?
Full cream. Oh, it's
A
just got to
cup
be a
of
full cream
cream.
cappuccino. Full cream. I can't have it. I'm just
cream.
full cream cappuccino.
Maybe that's why his body wasn't holding up for him, mate.
Steady. R.I.P. to big Stephen Hilly. No. Look, I think he's a man that enjoys
Double choc.
sleep. I think he's a man that enjoys a nap. I think he's a decaf
Respect
kind
that.
of
Decaf.
operator,
All right.
maybe with a bit of oat milk.
Okay, who can we see being the latest AFL real estate agent? Jack Homsch, Jordan Murdoch, or Zach Smith?
Oh my god,
Jordan Murdoch.
All of them are perfect though. All of them just scream.
But isn't it just like the
I didn't know
in
Jordan
thing?
Murdoch was retiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate. It's-
Sorry, apologies. The Suns retiring this year is Jordan Murdoch, Jack Homsch from the Power.
It's
and
one of
Zach
the
Smith.
in
Apologies.
trends for AFL players post-career, like getting the real estate.
No, well, it's good money.
Who'd be the next?
Well, who do you reckon's
Murdoch?
I think Murdoch would be closest friends with old microphone head, old Spindle Shanks, who
Yep.
went into the who went into real estate literally the second he finished.
Yes, absolutely.
Hung the boots up and picked up the red tie.
Very much.
Murdoch.
Very much so. All right. What's more likely in 5 years' time? Tom Scully, the Iron Man, or Tom Scully, the Biggest Loser?
Iron Man. Bro, Patton would be biggest loser.
Yeah.
Bro.
Tom Scully, if he doesn't keep running the way he was running in his AFL career and keeps eating those calories, we could be seeing a different looking human being in a few
Chonk
years' time.
Scully.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Who's more likely to kick 10 goals in a country footy game? Tom Rockcliffe or Lin Jong?
Lin Jong.
Yeah,
Lin
I think
Jong,
so.
I reckon, because he'll heal up and he'll want to keep playing.
Yep. Rockcliffe will just go full Dane Swan mode. Like he'll hit the beers, hit the cruisers, hit the pies, sleep in.
Be one of the boys.
Yeah, and he'll turn up and play.
He'll do a Brendan Favola country footy tour.
I promise you it will be. It'll be $450 a game to rock up in the middle and get a lazy 40 touches to halftime because everyone wants to tell their mates they handballed it to Rocky.
And I would love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love
So
that.
would he.
I would respect
All right,
that.
last question for two of the last remaining retirees. What do Dylan Roberton and Daniel Venables request at karaoke? Can be singular or plural. If they want to get there and do a bit of a duet, that's fine. But
Little Mix Wings.
yeah.
I'm just trying to think of any songs that might have references to Brains. Or,
Oh, come on.
Oh God.
Come on.
No, that's what we do. No, sorry, sensible, innit? What they're requesting at karaoke.
Yep.
Venables looks like the last bloke in the history of the world to go to karaoke, though. Dylan Robin, I don't know.
But that's why Venables would be good at it.
No, I reckon Robin. I bet he frothed 8 Mile Eminem back in the day.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I also could see Daniel Venables getting up and asking for "Welcome to the Black Parade" by My Chemical Romance and just rocking out,
Owning it
hard.
on that.
I'm done. See you later.
Did not mind that. All right, it is time to head to the Gabba. We've got the Brisbane Lions, we've got the West Coast Eagles, and there is actually a big return. There is a big return. Do we remember the return?
Return of the man. I've got no idea, man.
Do you know who the return is?
No.
We've got Willie Rioli.
I don't condone anything that's going to get said.
We've got Willie Rioli. So that means Des is back, baby. Des is back. I've taken over. It's takeover time. I'm back. I'm back. Willie's back. And Des has taken over. Woo!
Saying
Willie's back.
Willie's back is just... It's just not...
It's the Willie's back pod. I'm so sorry.
The Willie's back pod.
I am so sorry for Rich, but
You're not. Don't lie.
No one's ever been sorry for Rich.
He's learned from his mistakes, hopefully.
All 420 of them.
And he's going to fire up and he's going to have a good game. But unfortunately, the only comment that I have to make, because Desmond Van Buss is back, I can't even say it, I'm so excited. Brisbane are going to win 60 plus.
Jesus.
In Willie's return, they're going to win 60 plus because Eagles cannot do anything. Eagles are horrendous. Eagles are, like, honestly, the most upside I've ever seen in a team that are completely useless. Completely, they're literally, all the cogs are brand new and perfect and like the best, highest priced cogs, but the machine is not working. And that is exactly why Brisbane's going to steamroll them real bad.
Look, it's very, very rare that I sit here and completely agree with what a man is saying, especially you, all right? But I think he's right. I think he's dead right. I think we're staring down the barrel of another Eagles capitulation.
Uh-oh.
I don't know about 60 points.
It could be 100. I'm being nice.
I'm not gonna go that far, but 40 plus, absolutely huge. Brisbane is going to demolish this team.
I've got some interesting statistics for you. I'll talk West Coast first. West Coast win percentage at the Gabba is actually 16 wins, 10 losses, which is one of the better win-loss ratios in the league for any team going to the Gabba. However, I don't think that matters one single little granule of nothing.
Not a grain of sand in the desert, mate. I was going to say salt in the...
Divide zero by a billion and then subtract infinity. And that's how much that matters to this game. Brisbane currently leading the league. They are first out of all 18 teams when it comes to kicks, when it comes to points, when it comes to inside 50s, when it comes to goal assists, when it comes to clearances. First, across the board, this is a team that has all of a sudden decided to start rampaging. Sorry, St Kilda, but the Lions are bampaging right now, and it's unbelievable. West Coast, conversely, 16th out of 18 teams when it comes to disposals, 16th for inside 50s, 17th out of 18 teams when it comes to the least opponent disposals. So that tells me that their defense is piss poor. They're not getting their hands on the ball. They're letting other teams run riot around them. And that's what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
And I can exclusively reveal right here on this podcast that they are 18th in tackles as well. They are pathetic.
Kick it to Dan, huh?
That's what I was going for.
I love it. Oh, well, it's time for some bets. So I've got a Lincoln McCarthy, 2 in the pink, 1 in the link. Anytime goal. Like I put up 3 there, but it's only going to be for 1 goal. Nakaya, big time cockatoo.
He's been feasting. He loves his goals.
Anytime goal. It's like $1.40. And he's actually, when he's rolling, he's a genuinely good player. Oh, Oscar Allen. I can't even think of a nickname for him. Anytime goal.
Oscar the Grouch Allen?
But I just, my first thought, if it's not in my brain.
Team, it all sort of just ties in very nicely.
That is it. And now it's time for Hugh. Big McCluggage. Big Mac. Big
That'll do.
20 plus touches. 20 plus touches. Dana, Dirty Dipper, Zorko.
Big milking McCluggage. Big milkers. Dirty milkers.
Dirty
Big
Dipper.
Boober.
The old Dirty Dipper Dane Zorko to get 20 plus touches. He has been, he loves the touch, mate, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And
you
Zach,
would appreciate it.
Zach, nice glass of Baileys to get 20 or more disposals. Ooh. That is paying $8.20. $8.20. All those are realistic. If you were nervous about this multi, though, I would be careful about Oscar Allen because I do not think the Eagles are going to kick many goals. I don't think they're going to kick many. They honestly might kick one goal in the whole game. They might not kick a goal.
And he's always fought him back. Sometimes just even the back pocket.
If Eagles kick one goal, bet on Willie. Bet on Willie.
Yeah.
It's the Willie pod.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wowzers. Okay, so for the sensible ones amongst the sensible Richard's got your back. Last week, Neil, McCluggage, Lyons and Zorko all had 25 or more disposals. Now, they're playing the Eagles, who, as I just said to you, are defending terribly and just not getting their hands on the pill. If you reckon that Neil and McCluggage and Zorko and Lyons will all have another 25 disposals again this week at home, that together is paying $6.
Not bad. Not bad. Good size.
That's actual taste,
not
isn't
bad.
it?
Let's go.
Not bad at all. All right, we all agreed that it's going to be, well, the Lions are hungry and they are going to feast. So it's time to move down to GMHBA Stadium, 6:55. Another one that could arguably be the grand final right in front of our eyes. Except with the grand finals obviously going to be played at the MCG because we know how the AFL works, and I'll be very surprised if it's not Geelong, Melbourne. Who's doing it, Dan?
Tough, mate. Real tough. I was devastated to see Tommy Stewart go down. I've said it to you before. He's my favourite player.
I love him.
He's my favourite player in the whole
He's so
league.
reliable.
I've got a question. Does that mean, do you think Tommy Stewart going down, Cat season? Like, I know it's not over, but do you think that hurts them?
It hurts
as
them
much
dreadfully.
as what, like, people are saying it's season over. Like,
Nah, not season over. They can still pull it together. There's more than enough talent there, but
If Guthrie went down, it's season over.
it certainly hurts them. Absolutely. Melbourne's just hitting a nice little patch of form at the moment. They're getting a few wins on the board. I don't think they were particularly impressive from what I heard through the grapevine.
Melbourne?
Yeah, against the Crowies.
Good in the last quarter, though.
Yeah. Did what they needed to when they needed to do it. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Christian Petrarca has been playing like a cowboy. You know what he does? He walks into town, gets the guns out. Thanks for coming. So I'm putting my cowboy hat on.
So what tipping Melbourne?
Melbourne are winning. Melbourne are getting up.
All right, well, I think you're on meth. The Geelong Cats are playing at home. Again, it's their third game in a row at GMHBA Stadium. They are getting entrenched. They're entrenched in the top four, just like Melbourne are, but they're entrenched at home. Melbourne's win-loss record down at Cardinia Park
This might hurt me.
is 18-40. Their win-loss record.
It's not that bad,
18-40.
considering.
They've played 58 games there before.
That's very...
That's probably the most surprising thing.
I would think that it's actually very good.
The
What
last
do you boys think?
No,
I don't think that's that bad.
It's pretty junk.
Geelong, yeah, but I would expect it to be like 6 and
Geelong
40.
would have barely lost 40 games there since their inception.
That's why I think 18 wins is quite good.
It's
not.
The point being
like
that that might be quite good amongst every other team that's ever played there. Gold
like a
Coast has never
30%
won
hit
there.
rate.
Port Adelaide has
That's
only
my
won.
point.
Port Adelaide's won twice there in their entire history. So comparatively, it's good. But what are you comparing to? The number one is a big number if you're comparing it to decimal 0.1. Do you know what I'm
Like
saying?
a 30% hit rate isn't that bad.
It's shithouse. Go away. Right. Melbourne,
Geelong, that's hard.
I'm going to punch you out. The last two times,
Melbourne suck.
I'm going to stab you in the neck with a pen. No. So look, seriously, if Melbourne are going to have a win, their best chance would be to do it at the G. The last two wins that Melbourne have had over Geelong have been at the G. This is not happening this case. I suspect O'Connor. He came off a big assignment last week in the last half against the rampaging Jack Steele and held him down. Which was very impressive.
We said it couldn't be done.
Mm-hmm.
And it was done and really well. I see O'Connor going straight to Oliver, whereas on the other hand, Guthrie is back. Danger is hitting his straps at just the right time. Geelong's win rate at home is 67%. 67% of all games they've ever played at home, they've won. Interestingly, Geelong are also paying $1.85 in terms of odds at the moment. Historically, they have won 60% of all games that they have ever been rated at $1.85 odds to win.
You sold me. I'm tipping Geelong.
I'm on Geelong.
I'm tipping the Cats.
I've got the D's, mate. I've got the D's. I think the D's are the informed team of the competition with Port Adelaide. Like, I don't know. Geelong's lost to GWS.
You've been drinking that
sour.
You've been drinking that Fox Footy bathwater.
It's been sitting sour, mate. It's been sitting sour, and I don't have Foxtel.
All that I've learned from all of this, right? The grand final is wide open.
Yes.
You said it when you said it at the start of the pod.
Could be,
Whoever
couldn't
turns
be.
up is going to win it, and that's never been truer than this season. I don't think there's a real standout in this whole crowd.
No one stamped their authority.
Whoever preps best on the home straight for this is going to come home.
You know what? Someone could stamp their authority this round. I will be jumping on the bandwagon of the team that really shows it because they know that it matters this
That
week.
is a classic Des move as well.
And it is. You're back
it's
back the winner with 50 metres to go.
It's a very fair and valid
tell
point, though.
everyone. Yeah, I got on them. Yeah, well, of course you did.
Yeah, well, I've actually, as you boys know, I'm on a couple of teams at the moment, so
Mate, I'm genuinely
top three, come on.
You talk about that. The next game after this one that we talk about is genuinely that team that I'm prepping for that.
Yeah.
But let me just talk some bets real quick. Now, I've got some curious ones for you here. They're not your typical names. With Tommy Stewart going down last week, we saw Zach Guthrie all of a sudden become that sort of not necessarily a rebounding defender, but he was that attacking, penetrating defender that all of a sudden was carrying the ball up the field. Not a typical role that he's done a lot of in the past, but he pulled out 16 disposals in doing that role. If he is going to be their Tom Stewart replacement this week, and if he's been training in that role all week, coming off of a good game, for him to have 15 disposals, I feel like that's going to be pretty easily done. It's paying something like $1.50, $1.60, somewhere in there. Also liking Sean Higgins for 20 disposals. He has had that in all 6 of his last 6 games. And I don't see why he doesn't do that again. Melbourne's not going to try and defend, or not defend, but they're not going to try and lock him down because it's Sean friggin' Higgins. Like, who cares? So put those two together, and that's paying at $2.05.
I like it. All right, I have a $12 multi for you guys.
I thought you were going to say 12-legger then.
You said 12-year-old.
Dude, $12 dues, all right? I've got Christian the Pitbull Petrarca. The Pitbull, he's going to kick a goal.
Mr.
Pitbull is kicking a goal. I've got a Sava Rude Boy Radigalia.
I like that a lot.
Rude Boy. He used to have the dreads. That's how I... Well, it's actually...
Is he big enough?
Can
he get it? Can he get it up?
If you look back at that and see the panic on my face. All right. Brad, don't stand so close to me. Anytime goal. Boom. Ben, how now? Brown cow. Anytime goal. Bang. That actually wasn't paying that much. So you don't
Ben who?
How now, Ben Brown. How now, Brown cow.
I got there. Yeah.
And Kasaya, I'm not going to put any disrespect on Kasaya Pickett's name because Byron could kill me with the snap. He could Thanos snap me. He'll Thanos snap me in half. Bang.
Rich will tell you some stories off air, mate.
Is he Byron's cousin?
No, nephew.
NOB.
Wouldn't even. And honestly, the opposite of
Nob Pickett.
Yeah. I think he is.
I love that.
Nob Pickett.
I think he's honestly like the exact opposite of Byron, but a great player. Like all of the good qualities that Byron is not, Kasai has got. Like,
I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean?
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
You are gonna get.
Mate.
You are dead. Mate.
Byron knows.
Dust.
Byron knows it's out of love. Out of love. All right.
Or just quickly, I'm pissed off that neither of you included my boy Jake Bowie in that. I'm Rachel real.
I didn't want to add David.
Well, there was no market for weirdest looking operator on the field.
There's certainly a market for 15 plus disposals, and he will nail that.
Against Geelong, in Geelong.
Yep, absolutely.
Nervous.
Absolutely, mate.
All right, before we get on to dummy, it's time to head to Marvel Stadium. We've got the GWS Giants up against the Carlton Blues. I know I read that out of order, but there's only one team that matters in this game. Rich, spill your beans. Spill your bins. I meant to say spill your beans, but I had a...
no, mate, you're spilling plenty of beans.
I'm very excited.
A lot of rubbish and trash.
I'm very excited.
So first off, RIP to the careers of Eddie Betts and Levi Casbolt. Eddie Betts, arguably one of the most enjoyable players to watch, no matter who you support. Across his 18-year career?
Something like that. 350th.
Didn't know
16,
Casbolt
sorry, he's 34.
How old's Casbolt?
Casbolt is calling time of his own accord. My mail is that the Gold Coast Suns are very, very interested.
Why not?
Very, very interested in Big Levi.
But we've discussed it before. Modelling career, absolutely on the cards post-career. Great looking bloke. Great rig.
I wish he could kick as straight as he looks.
Dude, he'll be on The Bachelor.
That come out wrong. He was a good-looking rooster.
If I didn't hear a word you said, if Levi Casbolt is single, don't know if he is. If he is, bruv, get on The Bachelor.
Good genes.
Unbelievable.
The other week I asked a question.
Yeah.
Which AFL player would you like to see on Love Island Villa?
No, because Casbolt's not a dickhead. He's a nice, gentle soul.
But he'd be good on that.
I'd rather Mabior.
Of course you would. Go on, let's talk about the game.
Probably Toby
Willie.
Wilson. Big Wilson Pickett. Anyhow. Look, Carlton currently 18th in disposals across the league, which is dreadful. They were minus 87 in the disposal count last week against the Power.
That's disgraceful.
It's actually dreadful. They're 16th in clearances. They're 16th in tackles. They're 16th in least opponents' tackles. Does that make sense to you?
They're horrible.
So not only are they not tackling anyone, they are getting fucking trounced.
There's no more Cowboys. I'm hearing this, and the horses have ran away.
They're getting followed, and it's terrible. GWS, conversely, they are 5th in tackles in the league. They are 4th in clearances, and they are 1st in rebound 50s. Thank you, Lockie Whitfield, doing a little bit of bowling off of the half-back flank.
What are they doing sitting that far down the table then?
They're rising. They're coming hard. Just like Isaac, they're coming hard in the back line, and I'm a big fan of it. I genuinely think the Giants could do a bit of damage. They are if Port are peaking at just the right time in the top 4, the Giants are replicating that in the bottom 8.
They'll get trounced first week.
I was going to say
maybe.
There's a good chance that they come up against Sydney, and I've already seen how
that'd be a fascinating game to watch.
I've already seen how that battle, and I'm very excited.
I'm all in the gym.
Imagine if they get Brisbane at the Gabba. Ouch.
Look, hey,
game over.
Mate, call me Ellie Goulding because anything can happen. But in terms of this game...
respect to Giants, though. They're going to dominate here. They're going to look great.
Of course they will.
There's nothing really to add besides our bets, to be honest. What do you think, Dan? Add your two-piece in your side, mate.
What else is there to add? Carlton are shit. Real bad. David Teague is in big trouble.
Which is unfair, man.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. LeJudiche's already got off the sinking ship. Gone. So it's all coming. And it's going to start here.
Speaking of coming, I do not have Isaac coming in this multi, but I've got Eddie Betts. No nickname for Eddie. Final game. He's going to kick a goal. He's going to put on a little bit of a show. A bit like the West Coast game. He may kick the only goal that we see. We've got Sam Wet Willie Walsh, future Brownlow medalist, winning the Prodigy is his real nickname. He's going to get 25 plus touches. Does every game besides the games that I bet on him.
Oh, voodoo people watch.
We've got Adam.
Just Adam. No other
Thanks for that.
No last name yet. Adam.
To get 15 or more disposals. We've got...
Adam who?
Adam. How many Adams have we...
Taylor Adams? Who?
Adam Sard.
Adam Sard.
The man who was crying on the bench last week.
Adam very sad Sard.
Well done.
Adam sad boy Sard. Timmy the Tarantula Taranto.
I don't know if Adam Sard's in the right headspace to be playing for. No one knows what's going on. I wouldn't be putting money on him.
No.
15 plus touches. He'll get 15. He'll be... Yeah,
would he?
Bro, that is the most uncertain... I mean...
He's getting 15.
Nah, that's volatile, that bet. Don't touch that one, punters. Sensible rich.
Have you got
don't touch.
I've got
either of you got Dan Lloyd anytime goal? Man has been jagging hard.
I was looking at Dan Lloyd, but I thought
Dan.
No, see, I went real safe and sensible with a tiny little 2-legger. I just want to double my money this week on this one. Josh Kelly, ripping form, signed his 8-year deal in the last 2 weeks.
Giant for life, baby.
Giant for life,
big
baby. He's going to have 25 because no one
always makes me nervous. Though always makes me nervous.
I know, but look, who from Carlton's going to stop him?
That's exactly
who's
right.
taking touches off of him? What did he
do
last week?
I retract my comment. Carlton are trash. Carlton is so bad.
Matthew Kennedy. We've shut him down.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah.
Danger time. Danger. Big Kenno.
I'm not joking.
Big Preacher Kennedy. Onto him. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Josh Kelly will have 25 disposals, probably by halftime. And I do love a narrative bet. I promise you Eddie Betts is going to get fed a goal at some point. I'm not to say he won't work for it, but the least that Scheisenhausen pretender bunch of wannabes running around in the navy blue could do to honour a man that came back to him would be to feed him as many goals as they can and send him out on a high. They'll get trounced by 60 points. They should give Betts 6 goals.
Absolutely.
He will kick a goal. So you put those two together, Betts 1 goal.
All they can do.
Josh Kelly 25. That's paying $2 flat.
Cool.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. Well, I have said some dumb things since I was hiding as rich, and I did a pretty good job. I did a convincing job. And
you actually didn't. I've never heard Richie stutter as badly as you did.
We're both white men, and that's literally where it started and stopped, fella.
I don't have a speech impediment, but I act like I do. It is this week's Dummy of the Week.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Dummy of the week. All right. Well, it's been a tough week for dummies. It's been a tough week for dummies because in the real world, there have been plenty of dummies, but in the AFL world, there was one that struck me 2 days ago, and it's a 7 AFL I posted, and it's Cameron Ling. Cameron Ling, right? And nothing
terrible start.
Nothing good can come of Cameron Ling.
He's been quiet. He's been too quiet.
He has redrafted the class of 2014, right? He's gone pick 1, Christian Petrarca. Very, very fair.
Fair enough.
Not dumb.
I can get on board with that.
Pick 2, Darcy Moore. If this was an average draft class, I would consider. I saw the first 2 picks and I'm like, okay.
I need to see what else is coming here first.
You're going to be very upset. You're going to be even more upset because it relates to a very close to our heart member of the pod. Isaac Heaney, pick 3. Harris Andrews, pick 4. Harris Andrews was pick 61. That's very interesting. But
what a
Harris
pick.
Andrews.
Oh my God.
Harris Andrews, pick 4.
It sounds a lot better when you say it like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Jake Lever, pick 5. Jack Steele, pick 6.
Oh, bro.
Jack Steele is pick 6. Jordan De Goey, pick 7. Jordan De Goey, pick 7. This one's going to hurt you. Big Chungus Took Miller, pick 8.
You sound like Big Shaq just then.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Caleb Daniel, pick 9. Braden Maynard, pick 10. And then they've got Brayshaw, special mentions. Angus Brayshaw and Bailey Dale. What is with that? How is Isaac Heaney?
How is Jack Steele at number 6?
Well, yeah, switch Heaney and Steele straight out.
Isaac Heaney at pick 3.
Since Steele
How many
pick
Brownlow
2?
votes has Isaac Heaney got compared to number 1, Took Miller, and Jack Steele, potential Brownlow medalist winning Jack Steele? He won't win the Brownlow this year, but he'll be up and around it.
Heaney had a great year in like 2018, and then that was...
Heaney's not even bad. He's just compared to the others, and I saw that, and even in my own simple mind, I was like, this is dumb.
See,
and that is my first ever dummy of the week.
See, nice one. Even De Goey at pick 8, I think he's really tugging at some. Because
I think De Goey is more valuable than Darcy Moore.
De Goey's not even...
or is it?
No, that's... Apples
Darcy
and
Moore's
oranges,
obviously harder to... It's harder to find a Darcy Moore, but I think De Goey's done... I think
De Goey was still waiting on this breakout. That's the thing. Like, how long do you wait for it? Everyone else in that draft class has had seasons where, you know...
So with De Goey, he's had a good 2 months. He's not even had a good season. He's had a good 2 months, and I just don't think you can give a bloke that much kudos.
I can tell you, any fantasy player around the country would know that Jordan De Goey's first half of this season was one of the worst first halves by any player of any season in history.
Piss. It was actual
disgraceful.
Piss. Oh, it was vile. It was. I did see a few little things that was said around.
Go on.
Now I believe it was. Oh God, I'm really cautious about not misquoting the bloke. I think it was
Paraphrase.
I do it all the time.
No, but I want to make sure I'm calling the right bloke a dummy. Otherwise, I will be the dummy, and therefore ironic.
That's right. I'm a dummy every day.
So it was. So I feel it was not Matthew Lloyd. It might have been Kane Corns that said.
Just say it was Kane. just dump it on.
No,
him.
if I want to hate on Kane, I'll do it properly. I'll do it properly. No, it was the comment was that Jake Stringer has put together the best 10-week patch of any player in the AFL, and he's the most Dustin Martin-like player that we've seen.
I can't remember who that was.
I'll get that for you.
It was a horrible call. I want to say I don't want it to be Lloydie.
Surprise, Matthew Lloyd.
Oh, yeah. Lloydie, come on.
The old self-suck Lloyd.
Yeah, big self-suck.
Do you know what? He's been real good with like Essendon news. Like he's actually been very honest with the Bombers, and now they've just showed a little bit of form. He's really jumped on the old suck bandwagon.
So when Stringer's probably had his best year, his most all-round year.
Yeah.
He kicked 5 goals from 19 touches last week against the Suns. Against the Suns, Matthew. Not Geelong, Matthew. Against the Suns, Matthew. I don't think you can sit there and say this 10-week patch is the closest thing we've seen to a Dustin Martin.
Well, what's with the constant comparisons anyway?
Yeah, but is Jack still dead?
Yes.
Well, I mean, what's going on?
What about Chungus?
Yeah, what about Chung?
Chungus, what about Sam Walsh? Jake Stringer kicks 5 against the Suns, and all of a sudden it's wank party.
Dead set, if Chungus wasn't suspended, he would go very, very close to being the lowest ranked Brownlow winner ever.
Yeah.
Since Ablett, funnily enough.
Because his season has been incredible.
Oh, he's been like... he is actually might be my person of the year in 2021.
They cannot wait to anoint the next Dustin Martin.
Yeah, but that is annoying. Like, why does anyone have to be the next Dusty? Why can't the next great player just be themselves?
Why can't they
the next Jake Stringer?
There you go. Yeah, but boom.
The first Jake Stringer.
And one is enough. Also, the only other thing, dummy-wise, and it's just a smidgen controversial. I'm staying away from it. Haritia Lumumba.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Haritia Lumumba.
No comment.
Now, I'm hoping that I've got this. I wish he had. I'm hoping that I pronounced that correctly. Apologies if I got that name wrong. I've only ever read it. I'm sorry, I've never heard it. I don't have any mates named Haritia. I don't go to the pub with Dave, Glenn, and Haritia on a Friday night to drink Carlton drafts. But having a crack at All and Sundry this week. I nearly called him Dylan McLaughlin. That'd be funny. Gil McLaughlin needs to go.
Gil No.
Gil No needs to go. Uber privileged. Tex Walker, he's Mr. Lumumba says, look, from my experience of Tex, I'm not surprised at that. Bro, that is the most low thing. Like, if you're going to say something, say something. Don't just drop that baby dick, weak energy little shit. Oh, from what I know of him, I'm not surprised. Well, what's that supposed to mean?
What do you know?
Exactly, what do you know? Say something or don't. And the other thing is, it's all well and good to sit there on Twitter slinging barbs and how this needs to happen and that needs to happen. Bro, you're living in Los Angeles. Like, come over here and be a part of it. You can't just sit on the outside and tell everyone else what to do and not be involved in what it is you want to see changes in. Come and do something, man. Roll the sleeves up, get stuck in. Eddie Betts, credit to Eddie Betts, man. Full credit to young Ed. He's copped it in the ring, undeservedly all the way through, and there is no excuse for racism. We know this. Copped it in the ring. Has he flown off to Los Angeles and gone, oh, I hate you, on Twitter? No, he's here in Australia.
Just deals with it.
Talking with the kids, going around, talking with players.
Anytime it happens, who do they call?
He's on the front foot.
Who's on Fox Footy? Who's doing media interviews? Always Eddie.
On the front foot.
Always.
I love it.
Absolutely.
So,
that's why we all respect Eddie.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
So Big Mummy Lumumba needs to come back and start helping the Cobs out instead of drinking chai lattes in City of Angels.
Boo. All right, we are going to head to Blundstone Arena. Very interesting here. Blundstone Arena has been made official 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago.
Like that.
We've got the Fremantle Dockers up against the St Kilda Saints. It's actually at 10:15 on Sunday.
Love that.
10:15.
Breakfast beers. Let's go.
Brekkie beers. That's what I like to see.
Whoa. Did I hear that right? 10:15 in the morning?
10:15 a.m. 10:15 a.m. All AFL apps will tell you 11:45, but they are lying to you because I've just read from a credible source. Can't tell you what the source is because it is now gone off of my phone. But 10:15 a.m.
Jeepers creepers.
Who have we got, Rich?
Look, the Saints are averaging 20 plus more disposals a game this year than what Fremantle are. I would say that's primarily due to blokes like Steele, Crouch getting it done in the centre there. That would make a lot of sense for mine. Also, to keep in mind for this game, when it comes to mids, they will be, that is they being Fremantle, will still be missing Brayshaw is back, isn't he?
Back.
Yes, he's back. Still missing Fife, though.
Just took a week holiday like me, mate. That's it.
Ain't nothing wrong
Took a
with
week
that.
holiday. Watched the Des Dog of the Week get up.
Cop
that, Eagles. Cop that.
Yeah, will he even get back in? Maybe they just don't put him back in, mate. You don't want to mess with a winning formula.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have thought so. Just keep him out. In fact, trade him. Carlton's knocking. We'll have players.
Yeah.
Sure. Dockers are 17th for tackles in the league at the minute. Interesting. However said, I can't say that the Saints are amazing when it comes to statistics and their form across this season themselves. They are 17th for goal assists, which tells me that they're not playing for each other in that forward line. But then again, they're something like second for inside 50 tackles. So their forward half pressure's there. It's interesting. It's a bit of a dichotomy. Both of these teams, very mid-table, which is why they're both going to finish, funnily enough, mid-table. However, what I am leaning towards is that Freo is 21 wins and 43 losses at Marvel Stadium. Saints are 145 wins from 115 losses. So that's something like 61%. 61% win rate. I'm really liking that. Also, Saints ranked first by the AFL for work rate in defence. So that tells me that when the whips get cracking, the Saints will be there. 1-39. Also, RIP to Dylan Robertson. Get the head right, fella.
Yeah.
Buy a soft pillow. Take care of yourself.
Well, that was a heart problem, mate, not a head problem.
Oh, I thought
it's head and heart.
Joel Corey style, head and heart.
Head and
Look,
heart, baby.
I'm going to be tipping the Saints as well. Des, what have
It's
you
actually
got?
at Blundstone. It's just, by the way, the stats that are the stats that
Is
you
it
gave us.
Blundstone?
I said it was Blundstone. So
ESPN had it listed at Marvel only an hour ago. My
the
apologies.
Des source is Blundstone 10:15.
I'm still tipping the Saints.
I'm
positive the Saints are going to get up here.
No way.
Freo played a great game against the Eagles, but that's where the buck stops, mate.
They've literally, it's the Des Dog of the Week, and now you've done Des Dictum.
Yep.
Done Des Dictum, you've triple D'd them. And
Absolutely.
I hate to see that because Freo are going to get up. They've done me well here. And do you know what? No, actually, you're going to have to wait for the next game for my preview. You have to wait for the next game for my preview.
Preview of what? This game?
No, I'm just saying Freo's going to get up, but I'm going to go into more detail in the next game. Freo are going to win.
We're talking about Fremantle now.
I know. You understand.
Tell me why Fremantle are winning now.
You understand.
I don't understand a word you've ever said.
You understand why when we get to the game, it's very exciting.
Is either of these teams playing finals?
No.
Is there a chance they make it?
Yes. So mathematically,
What's my next game? What's the next game?
Mathematically, yes.
Wouldn't have a clue.
It's also there's no markets available.
I was going to say, did you find any bets? I didn't find any bets. It's time to move on to the next game. We all, you've St Kilda.
Yeah.
St Kilda.
Yeah, mate.
And I've gone Fremantle, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to the MCG now, getting on the plane, out of Blundstone Arena, straight out of the arena, boom, to the MCG, 2:50 p.m. We've got the Anzac Day rematch, and not an Anzac Day.
Yeah, so tell me why in the game between Essendon and Collingwood that Fremantle's going to win.
Collingwood's going to win.
You dingus.
They are the Des Dog of the Week. Collingwood are going to win.
So that's what you're
does that have to do with
referring to?
anything?
Because Collingwood win, right? And Fremantle are going to beat St Kilda. Fremantle win and Collingwood win. Freo go 8th.
Right, I'm going to look into this. You two talk amongst
No, lie. They're both on 40. So Fremantle and
What
Essendon.
about if West Coast win?
Yeah.
West Coast don't. Let's be real here.
Let's be real here.
Let's be
Let's
real
be
here.
really based
I'm
off
gonna
of
go.
nothing.
I'm gonna go Collingwood to win because the Bombers. Every time a game matters for Essendon this year, and they are a great side, and I say this with the utmost respect because in the next couple of years they're going to be a formidable team. Well, they have the potential to be a formidable team. They will not. I'm not confirming that because it is the Bombers, and they love to crumble, and that is exactly why Collingwood.
Right. Ask me who needs to who is it that you want to know if they can still genuinely make finals, and I will tell you.
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what they need to
do. If
do.
Collingwood win and Fremantle win, Fremantle make the 8.
Right, so you want to know if Fremantle make
So
the
Free-
8.
I'm telling you
yeah.
because listen to this.
But again, you're not factoring in the fact that West Coast can actually win a game of football.
West
And if
Coast
that
are not
happens-
winning. West Coast
If that
are not
happens,
winning.
it's over.
All right, yeah, that
Right, okay.
That's not necessarily
okay,
true.
excuse me, Professor Hawking. Just listen for a second.
it's
So-
legitimately true. We need to look at the ladder here.
No,
I've got it
you
in
need
front
to
of my
look
face.
at logic and
All right.
sensibility.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm sensible.
So
Rich.
West Coast lose.
Okay, so Fremantle can indeed make the finals. If you're a Dockers fan, it's not time to bust out the big tears just yet. You can make finals. You will finish 7th if the Blues beat the Giants. So first off, your
Yeah.
entire thing is fucking
No,
out the
I
door.
think they're going to finish 8th because Carlton are not going to beat the Giants.
Okay, so no. If the Blues beat the Giants, Magpies beat the Bombers, and the Lions beat the Eagles, they're laughing. If any
What I've said.
two of those 3 occur, they can finish 8th. 2 of those 3. So you need either the Blues to win against the Giants, you need either the Magpies to beat the Bombers, or you need the Lions to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and I've said
now realistically, one of those is happening.
I've said the two most realistic ones because I think Essendon just crumble under pressure. What happened when they played the Giants? I know the Giants have come good now, but the Giants were not in a great vein of form, and that game was so sloppy. I can see, and it's always a close game. Doesn't matter where they are on the ladder. Essendon and Collingwood are always a close game, especially to finish the year. Collingwood. Oh, Harvey's gonna want to finish with a win. He's gonna say, "Boys, do one thing for me. Just get out there and win." Just
Look,
get out there and win.
I do genuinely love your enthusiasm on this one. I really do, but Essendon is absolutely going to win.
I just
this
think
game.
they're going to crumble, man.
I think they're
just
gonna
can
win
see
this
them
They're going to
game.
blitz them, man. They're going to blitz them.
They've got a lot to play for here. There's a lot on the line. First finals in how long?
10,000 million days.
Chance to win their first final in how
Since
long?
in my
6,000
lifetime.
odd days.
In my lifetime.
Is it actually? Oh, we
So
worked.
we
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
up,
we
it was
worked it out.
like-
Yeah,
I was 2.
There's a lot riding on it for them, mate. Collingwood have got nothing to play for.
Exactly. That's why Essendon will they crumble every time. Why haven't they won a final in my lifetime?
This is not
Valid
your
point.
dad's Essendon side, though, man. Like, they're currently...
No, it's my lifetime of
Everyone
Essendon.
had Essendon pegged as bottom 4 this year. I did.
I did.
I said
all
Essendon
did.
bottom 4. And I don't feel bad that I got that wrong. But they're playing some good football. And it's about goddamn time that they started playing some good football. They're 5th at the minute in the league for disposals. Collingwood are 14th. Okay? That's unbelievable. It's dreadful. Bombers are 2nd in points scored currently, somehow. Don't know how they're doing it. It's unbelievable. They're 5th.
Points scored.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just kicking. I feel like it'd be a kicking efficiency. It'd be interesting to see.
Well, when you got blokes like Stringer kicking 5-goal-1, like a lot of blokes have been active in
And
that team.
Tipper's a dead eye.
Yeah.
See, Tepper's a dead eye.
making me nervous about
Bombers,
my pick.
Bombers 5th for inside
You should be
50s. Conversely, Pies are 16th for points out of 18 teams. They are 18th for inside 50s at the minute, the Magpies. 18th,
Making me nervous.
1/8. Also, Pies are first in the least number of opponents' rebound 50s. So what I mean by that is when it comes to their opponents rebounding it, they're doing it very, very easy. Very, very easy. Very easy indeed.
Your pick's in trouble. Big trouble.
Come on, baby. Come on. I've got a question. It's
I can't
related,
believe
but
you're
it's related to my
I
pick.
can't believe you're rooting against Tipper.
Is Kale Hooker? I love Tipper. You know I love Tipper. But,
R.I.P. to Kyle Hooker.
is Kale
and
Hooker
also,
done? What is he just old? Just retired?
Kale's
Kyle
done.
Hooker will retire at the end of this year. Yeah.
Levi Greenwood
I
and
didn't
Chris
know.
Main also saying arrivederci.
Just double checking on Kale Hooker. I did read something, but I didn't. It wasn't a credible source.
No.
All right, time for some bets. Wasn't a credible source, so I will spurt it out anyway. I've got a 5-legger for you boys. I've got a Jake String Cheese Stringer. Get 20 plus
Big Began.
20 disposals. He's gonna have a big game. Andrew McGrath. I can't even think of one from the old Mr. McGrath.
Andrew McGrath.
Yeah, I was going to say,
ah.
or Glenn. Like, they're pretty straightforward.
LOL. 20 or more disposals. Nick Behind to get 20 or more disposals. Behind.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Jordan DeGoey. The old
Jordan,
snowy,
get on to Gully.
The old Snowy DeGoey, anytime goal.
Snowy to go.
Snowy
That's right,
DeGoey,
that's
anytime
right,
goal.
yeah.
I can see him just picking up a sneaky, scrappy goal. And Braden, Mama's boy Maynard. Because he would be the complete opposite.
I mean,
boy.
actual.
That's exactly why. When I think of a Collingwood player, I think of Braden Maynard, and he would
Big
hurt me.
Bruzzy.
He would hurt me if he wanted to. 20 or more disposals. It's paying $13.
All right, then, sharp punters. I can tell you now that last week, Jack, in fact, for the last 2 weeks running now, Crisp and DeGoey and Taylor Adams have had 25 disposals apiece. Jordan DeGoey's kicked a goal. That's happened 2 weeks running. The 2 weeks prior to that, the only thing that meant that bet wouldn't have got up is that DeGoey kicked 1 point instead of 1 goal. And then the week before that, Taylor Adams had 24 instead of 25.
So it's reasonably solid.
That is an unbelievable strike rate. So if you like Crisp, DeGoey and Adams, all for 25, and DeGoey for an anytime goal, then that's paying about $3.60.
Beautiful.
Not bad. Not bad. All right.
I reckon we've saved the best for last, haven't we?
Do you know what? Like, we could call this a toilet bowl, but I am very excited for this toilet bowl. It is a toilet bowl that I would like to sit on. We've got the Adelaide Crows up against the North Melbourne the Kangaroos. Adelaide Oval. I'll be there. Who will be there? You going to be there, Rich?
Yeah.
This isn't a toilet bowl. This is a bidet.
It is, yeah.
High end.
Yes. Well, no, I'll go you one further. This is a trench that's been dug in the street of Kabul with blokes just shiting into it. That's what this is.
No, I want to hear good. I'm very excited.
Shut up.
Are you not excited about this?
I'm excited for it being over.
I'm excited.
It signals the end, the actual end.
Every Adelaide Crows game that I've been to this year, they have lost. Majority of the games that they have played this year, they have lost.
So, hang on. So every game you've been to at Adelaide Oval to see the Crows, they've lost?
Yes.
Are you going this week?
Yes, I am.
Don't say another word. That's literally your best analysis right
This
there.
one.
Book it in.
North Melbourne Kangaroos are going to get up because we want to get as close to that first pick as we can.
We want to get losing here does nothing for us.
It doesn't.
But winning means that we could potentially move up to
as high as 15th.
Oh my goodness!
I've done this for you. The Crows. If the Crows win, and a lot of other things go to plan, Crows could finish as high as 15th, which would kind of be representative of the season they've had, I guess.
We haven't been horrible all year. Actually, these aren't the two worst teams in the AFL.
15th is a terrible outcome.
Very bad outcome.
I mean, I've said it a million times. I know you're in full agreement. If you're going to bottom out, you might as well be rock bottom because there is no honour in finishing anywhere from second bottom through to
ninth.
As my girl Riri once famously said,
"Well, I like this.
I might be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it."
I thought you were going to say you want to see me naked.
I've already seen that, done that, not bothered about that no more. If you're going to be bad, be perfectly good at it. So Crows may as well lose this. I don't know. This is an interesting one. You know, the Kangaroos have never won at Adelaide Oval against the Crows. It's never happened for them. Very interesting. Crows have been super competitive the last 3 weeks.
We're going to blow it. We're not going to get horned.
No, think about this.
We're not going to get horned.
Think about this, okay? I'm talking sensible. I'm not talking emotional. Crows, their last 3 games, they've been against top 4 teams, and they have not been embarrassed in any one of them. Yeah, the Western Bulldogs one, you look back at the result from that, and they got done by 41 points.
We gave them a run at the start, though.
They got done by 41 points, but all of that damage happened in the last quarter. Very indicative of a young team that just didn't have the path to stay with an actual competitor.
The conditions there were horrible. That was the windiest game I've ever seen in my life.
They were mine of gold. The old Ballarat, Sovereign Hill, mate.
So look, in terms of the
Sovereign Hill,
in terms of the form coming in, the Crows have certainly had a pretty tough run, and they can more or less hold their heads high over this last 3 weeks in terms of their form. Roos are leaking points, something terrible. They're something like 18th in terms of opponents' points scored at the minute. Like it's just a free for all back there. They're also 18th in terms of allowing opponents to have inside 50s against them. So it's one, and that's not to say anything bad of Hall, of Zeeble, who have battled manfully all year. That just says that it's an onslaught. Mm-hmm. And they've really been better the last month or so. But I honestly think Crows home deck, the form coming in, I'm going the Crows.
Roos have been real up and down. They're confusing. They're hard to read. I don't even think these 2 teams are the worst teams in the
I'd agree.
in the AFL. I don't think these are.
Who is?
Collingwood.
Nah, Gold Coast is probably
I was going to say
inching there.
If Chuck Miller wasn't in there, in Gold Coast, then it would easily be Gold Coast.
I don't know. This is a little dart throw. All I'm going to say is I'm going to tip Adelaide purely because it's a team that I support. You might have heard. So I'm going to pick them as a little farewell gift for the 2021 season.
Shout out to Andrew McPherson. I've got your training Guernsey. Somehow managed to get that. And
he didn't steal it actually either.
Fits well. Fits well, and I look absolutely jacked in it. So thanks, mate. You're 3 centimeters smaller than me. Fits like a treat. Don't
Beauty.
know why I said that.
Fits like a treat.
All right, I'm gonna jump in. I'm going to jump in. I've got a $4.70 multi here. I've got some doubles to give out. I've got 2 or more goals for Darcy. Don't bleep with me, Fogarty. Not sure if I can drop the F-bomb on air, boys.
Richie's done it about 3 times.
No, I'll never say that Lord's name in vain. Cameron Zupaduper Zerha to get 2 or more goals, and Jaden Sexy Boy Stevenson to get an anytime goal.
Shawn
Just
Michaels.
One. Sexy Boy, the heartbreak kid, Jaden Stevenson is only going to get 1 goal here. 1 goal. It's paying $4.70. Zerha's going to feast. Zerha's going to kick 2 goals, and Darcy Fogarty.
Rich, finish it off, mate.
I will do my best. Big Baby Schonberg, as he is affectionately known.
What type of form
in the
has Schonberg given us? Oh,
a ripping one. Look, he didn't hit 20 disposals last week, but you could hardly blame him considering that he was playing against the best team in the league in Melbourne. Mm-hmm. I genuinely think playing against officially, if you're 18th, you're the worst team in the league. Mm-hmm. I think he gets that 20 disposals this coming week against that 18th ranked team in North. He certainly had his last 4 games have gone over that 20 disposal market. If you don't think Tom Lynch is not going to get gifted a goal by the boys on the weekend, then you are sadly mistaken. Big Lynch, he'll be showing his wares off for the Crows one last time. He's going to want to pad that resume because he's going to look to go on with it next.
Where's he going to go?
Yeah, I was going to say, what team?
That's a very interesting call. Well, no. It's
probably end up in Geelong. It's where everyone else goes to retire.
No, I don't think so.
He can't fit in Geelong.
I think they've got Higgins and they've got Isaac Smith, and I think that means that
Bombers, I reckon.
That Lynch wouldn't be.
That's interesting. I reckon sneaky bit dogs.
Doggies.
I don't know.
They could genuinely use like a proper.
Where did he come from? Where did he come from? He wasn't always Adelaide.
St Kilda.
I want to look him up.
He came from St Kilda. That's an interesting question.
He'd only go to realistically at that point in your career. You only want to go to a contender.
Correct. Yeah.
You're not going to go to a languishing side.
He looks so weird in a St Kilda Guernsey. Don't like that.
And look, it's an interesting
one.
And
same as Talia. They both got decisions to make.
You know what? I could see Port Adelaide actually putting the feeler out. He's already based in Adelaide.
For Talia or Lynch?
For Lynch.
Yep.
For Lynch, he would be a real nice pickup for Port. Very interesting.
We'll see.
He'll have a goal on the weekend, most certainly. And big Toddy Goldstein. He's coming up against the third gamer in Kieran Strawn. Goldstein had 14 disposals last week, which is...
fourth game, actually, mate.
Sorry. Not to speak ill of Kieran Strawn.
Don't disrespect him.
Can't disrespect the name. Goldie has had 3 games in his last 5 that have gone over that 15 disposal bracket. Last week he had 14. He's up against Kieran Strawn.
Strawny had a good game.
I was actually going to say, I'm going to give Brian credit where it's due because he was actually pretty good. Like, for most of the game he was level pecking, I would say.
He did very well. Shout out to Strawny. I'd love Strawny to come on the pod.
Shout out to Kieran Strawn Broman. I would Broman. There you go. Thank you.
It's Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I know. I'm impressed.
Yeah, there you go.
You didn't look at it. Jesus.
No, yeah, that's the best wrestling reference I've ever made, and just didn't give me a damn thing. Toddy Goldstein will have 15 disposals. Count on it. Put those 3 together of Schonberg 20, Lynch anytime goal, and Goldie for 15. That's paying about $3.80, and I am out. Thank you, boys.
And so are we. We are out. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you didn't turn off when you heard this voice and see me whip out the nice...
I think they turned on.
I
think they were turned on.
The nice combi. The combi and the leaves, because it is the Willie cast, the return of Willie Rioli. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share to all your friends. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Finals footy next week. Get very excited. I'm going to take Dan's line here and hooroo.
All I'm going to say is Strowman. Goldstein's going to get
these hands.
All right. See you next week for finals.